Why is no one talking about how becoming a parent has changed their design career? There are some huge life changes that happen when you become a parent, and we need to talk about it. If you are a loyal subscriber to this channel, then you're probably thinking, what is she doing? Why this video? This is not your typical content. My mission with all of my content, with everything that I put out, is very much to show you the real deal, the no BS, the all behind the scenes type of stuff that actually happens in real life. And now, as I am kind of navigating this self-employed life, growing my own business whilst having a 3-year-old and going through all of that as well, I've actually realized how much becoming a mother, becoming a parent has changed and affected my interior design career. So today I wanted to talk about the things or the worries that might cross someone's mind if they are considering to become a parent or wondering what would their design career be like or change, or how will it be affected if they were to become a parent. So if that's you, or you are currently right in the beginning of it or in the middle of it all and just need some relatable content, then this video is for you. Whether you are working for someone else or self-employed, you are probably wondering how you are going to manage all of this extra workload that comes with bringing new life into your life. Our job is already super demanding. I've said that multiple times, and I hope that it does come across in my content. It's demanding mentally, it's demanding physically, and you can't really half-arse it, if you know what I mean. You have to go all in, you have to show up, your mind has to be in the game. There's no way around it. We have to be creative, we have to be well organized, we have to be professional. It's not a job for the faint-hearted. So when someone else comes into your life demanding a lot of time, effort, mentally, physically, it does complicate things a little bit. I had an inkling that yes, maybe I'm not going to have that much time to spend on me, on my things, on my projects, but I did not understand the actual extent that this new life, this new job will actually bring into my everyday life. And even though it is scary and it does feel like you are grasping for air in the very beginning, definitely the first year is hard, it is right when people say you just figure it out. Becoming a parent while still managing your interior design career and achieving your goals and striving for whatever it is that you are striving for really does unlock some sort of a next level skill set, in my opinion. It's not easy, but it is doable. Everyone does it. Otherwise, no one who has children would be working. And I also have to caveat this, that there is a different types of hard along the way. Obviously now we are 3.5 years in, and there have been different types of hard that I have dealt with, so I thought I'd share some of those insights as well. At first it was the brain fog that really kind of held me back from doing what I was used to being able to do. It's an absolute mess in your hormones. Your body and your brain is still processing the whole trauma of making a human within you, giving birth to a human. Your sleep is absolute chaos. There's no routine. Everything is basically turned upside down. So there's chaos up here, there's chaos everywhere around you, around the life as you know it. So yes, it is insane that you will be able to just pick up from where you left off. But somehow in the world that we are living in the current workspace environment, companies still expect you to do that, to just function the same way that you did before you had a child, which is upsetting, and that is just a reality. So I'm here to warn you that that might happen to you as well. So once that has kind of settled, you know, and you get over it, I think for me it happened maybe a year and a half in. Definitely when it hit 2 years postpartum, I felt like, okay, my brain is finally switched on again and I feel like myself again. I can function. We were still not sleeping through nights, but I can function, and I kind of got grips of this new life, of the new normal. So you start to think, what's next? So this type of hard will be different for everyone else, but for me personally, it was trying to figure out how I can split my energy between being home for my family and being at work, for the project. And it very soon became clear to me that it is not possible. It is just not possible to be there for the projects and be there for your family. At least 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, it was just not working for me. I would be late for work in the morning, then I would be late for the pickup from nursery, and there was always just this rush. I needed to be somewhere else, so something had to give. An interesting thing happens that I will talk about later, but you kind of have this clearer vision of what you want to do with your time, with your life. And for me, it was clear that I wanted to be with my family while still doing the job, but really focus on the time being spent with my family. And the only way how I could figure out how to do this and have that flexibility was to become self-employed. I just couldn't see it working out any other way if I was staying in the corporate environment. I needed flexibility. I needed to be able to drop in, drop out whenever, while still meeting my deadlines professionally, but I needed that in between to be very fluid and very flexible. I definitely think that workspace now, or actually never, has really been set up to be family friendly and to really support young families. But it wasn't my vibe to just sit around and kind of blame the system that I'm trapped in. If I want something and I could see way out, then I'm gonna give my all to try and make that happen. There is a 2-part video on how I went through all of that, so I'll link that below and you can catch up on that later. So that was the hard then, to kind of figure out what's next and how to manage it all. Once I figured that out, now there's a different type of hard. You see, I have the freedom of now being self-employed. I have the freedom, the flexibility. I can make my own schedule. You know, I don't schedule any meetings before 12 p.m. So the morning can be flexible, slow if needed, fast-paced if needed. I can have unlimited holidays as long as I've got the cash flow coming in, as long as I can meet deadlines. So all of that is great, but on the other side of it is that if I am out of office, that means I am making no money. There is no one else to blame but me. So that is the hard now. If you think that you are trading time for money when you are working for someone, try working for yourself. That is a whole different level of trading time for money. And of course, the long-term goal of being self-employed is having that extra source of income, having passive income and charging better fees, save, invest, and do all of those things. Yes, that's the future plan that I am slowly building up towards to. But at the moment, that is the hard, that if I really want to explore all of the flexibility that comes with self-employment and be with my family, then that means that there will be consequences, and that will be my fault. So yes, there's a lot to juggle and it's not easy. But then again, when is life easy? I guess we all just choose our own and different types of hard and different types of easy. Well, that's a good question. I think my actual answer to this is that toddlers, babies, newborns, they are not really that expensive. You can get away with things being quite on budget if you are not into big brands. Take all the hand-me-downs from all of your friends and family. Clothes are fairly cheap. All of those things, they don't really eat that much. All of those things are doable and affordable. Where it really hits you financially, I believe, if you don't have free childcare, then it's almost like an extra mortgage. So for you to be able to afford that childcare, you need to go back to work and you need to do all the things. But then you are not spending time with your family, are you? So there is this balance, what you're going to do and how you're going to manage that, whether you're going to return to your career, whether you're going to stay at home, are you going to do it part-time? that might be a solution. For me, again, self-employment was the choice. I couldn't really spend all of my days being at home and watching Cocomelon, doing washing up and playtime and all that. I needed to express myself creatively. So I was drawn back to my career, to my creative output, and I went back to work, I think it was 9 months or 6 months even postpartum, which is quite early and quite soon, but that was my choice and that's what we did. It was not easy, like I said, but I needed it. So yeah, once again, you kind of just figure it out and you make it happen. You make it work. I would actually argue that becoming a parent is really useful for your design career and for your development. Let me explain. Our job in our industry is very fast-paced and can actually be quite a toxic place to be in. There's no secret that there is a lot of overtime happening. People are working weekends, people are working late nights and really bending themselves backwards, as the saying goes, for their clients, for their employees. So oftentimes there is not a healthy balance in our industry. And I'm not saying that you should not strive to give your best and do your best. Like, if anyone, that I'm gonna be the one who really wants to put really quality stuff out there for my clients and, you know, exceed their expectations. But I am saying that we can manage that without doing crazy stupid hours and setting ridiculous timescales and deadlines. It's a very fine line between being willing to do your best work and kind of becoming your work, becoming your job. Once you stay on the other side and get sucked into all of that, that is quite a scary place to be in, and I did not want to end up there. And actually becoming a parent, becoming a mother really underscored how toxic that environment was and how much I did not want to be there and did not want to end up there, because there is so much more to life, and just fully giving my all to work was not going to cut it. When you become a parent, you no longer have time for nonsense and time for maybe the BS that you were putting up with. Your family becomes your priority. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to do less. It means that you actually become a lot more meticulous with your time planning. So that really makes you a better professional. There is no room for kind of just messing about, faffing about and not doing what you're supposed to do. You get very efficient and you get the job done. And it also highlights, at least for me, it highlighted how much my effort, my expertise and my time was taken for granted. So now when I am self-employed, I can really find that flexibility in my schedule to give energy to my clients, to my work, but also save energy for my family when they need me and when I want to be with them as well. I can set my own schedule the way I wanted to. Like I said, I don't take meetings before 12 p.m. if possible. Most days I don't work past 5, 6 o'clock because I know there is bedtime and evening routine. We all need to eat. We all need to get to bed at the right time. And there's just not enough energy for me to do all that and maybe then work throughout the night. Same goes to weekends. Most weekends I just cannot work because otherwise the world will fall apart. So the actual time that I can focus on my work is very restricted, and in a way it keeps me very focused when I have to work and I don't need to worry about work when I'm not working. So if you are worried that maybe having a child, becoming a parent will stop your growth or will move you away from those career goals, I would argue that it will actually be quite the opposite. I see a lot more benefits than losses in this situation. So to wrap up this video, I know it's been a little bit different, but I would love to pass the mic on to you and hear your thoughts on this topic. I think this video could become a really good kind of hub for young parents, for people who are in our industry and thinking of becoming parents later in life. And we could make the comment section this space where we share our experiences, maybe share our worries and talk to each other and support each other. Whether you want to become a parent, whether you don't want to become a parent, whether you are stressed and worried, whether you are with a newborn and you can't see any light out of it, or your children have already grown up, moved on with their lives, and now you can actually sit back and reflect on all of that experience and maybe give us some life advice, because I would still love to hear some advice on how to manage it all. So hopefully I'll chat with you down in the comments, but if not, here are a few more videos if you have time to watch. But if not, then I'll see you in the next one. Bye.